Hey guys, welcome back to Pop Wilder. Today we're bringing you a video all about watering. So we do get a lot of questions in our DMs about when to water your plants, how to know they're ready for a water, how often, and the best ways to water. So we'll run you through a really thorough video today on all those different questions that we get, and we'll show you which tools that we like to use. So what we have here with us today is a mister. We find this one is an essential tool for watering, especially with your vining plants. If you have a lot of devil's ivy and sort of vining plants, you'll definitely want something that you can mist with. And then over here we've got a smaller watering can for those smaller plants. This one has a nice rain head on top as well, so it's going to disperse the water really evenly throughout the top of the soil, and that creates a bit of aeration as well. And then for our bigger plants we have the big watering can down here, of course, with the same rain head as well. Another nice little cheat that we recommend is these beautiful moisture meters. So these are a great way if you're not super knowledgeable about when to water your plant. These actually have a reading from dry to wet, and all you do is you just pop it inside your plant and it'll actually give you a reading on the scale. So this one's definitely dry, it's ready for a water. And you just pop it in and take it out, and then you know when to water your plant. And you want to wait until your plants, most of them, dry out before you water. Alright, so it's super important to go around and check your plants at least once a week to sort of gauge when your watering schedule will be. So I don't care if you've got uni work to do, if you've got bills to pay, if people are calling you at work, no. All of that comes second to your plants, okay? So you need to go around at least once a week. If you have a moisture meter, pop your moisture meter in and it'll give you a good reading, like I said before. Another good way to tell is you can sort of feel the weight of your pots. So if you have a plant and you know it's quite light, usually, if the plant's super heavy, it's obviously like quite drenched with water. So yeah, you can either use the moisture meter method. So you want to pop this in towards the bottom of the plant there, and that will give you the most accurate reading. If you pop it in at the top of the soil will always dry out first, so it won't give you an accurate reading. So this one here is, yeah, very wet, and this one's super heavy as well. So we know that one doesn't need a water this week. One way to know that your plant is ready for a water is if it shows visible signs, like the leaves are curling under, it's got browning on the tips here, that's a sign of underwatering. So this plant obviously is quite dry, and we can just double check that with the moisture meter as well. So that's towards the bottom, and that's, yeah, very dry. So this plant is definitely ready for a water. Another way you can tell with your more succulent plants, these ones, they hold all their moisture in their leaves. So you can either feel it with your hands and it'll feel paper thin and really soft. That means all the moisture's been drawn away. And you can also tell there's wrinkling on the leaves here as well. So that's a very telltale sign that it is desperate for water because it's all been drawn out of the leaves. So we know that one needs to be watered today as well. So just going around once a week and having a quick look at your plants, feeling the soil with your hand, feeling the pot, or using your moisture meter will help you figure out when you need to water them. So another thing we see quite a lot is overwatering. So some signs that you'll know that your plant's being overwatered is you'll see lots of yellow leaves around the bottom, or general like fading of the leaves towards the bottom and yellowing. Overwatering is a really hard thing to rectify once you get it past the point of, you know, bringing it back, because it can bring on a lot of fungal problems for the plant. You can get mold growth, you can get fungal gnats, which are really hard to get away. And it can just cause your plant to pretty much root rot, and then there's no coming back from that really. So if you have all your plants in your house on, say, a 1 week watering schedule, but you have one plant in a really dark spot, that plant's not going to dry out as quick as the other ones. So you just want to maybe hold off a little bit on those ones, and just make sure you're always checking with your finger or with your moisture meter before you water it, because you don't want to get any root rot. So we're going to start off with this small little one today, and we'll give this one a nice thorough water. So we'll use our small rain head, and you just want to make sure that you're giving it enough of a good soak. As you can see here, we've got our plant in the nursery pot, the black plastic pot, sitting inside the decorative pot, and that way there's enough room at the bottom for the water to drain, and it's not going to be sitting in a whole ton of water at the bottom. And for this one over here, We'll do a bit of both. So we'll water it first and then we'll do a nice spraying all over, because this is actually a vining plant, and it's got all these aerial roots, so they really like a little bit of water because that helps them sort of grow and attach. You just want to water so that you know you're thoroughly getting through all the soil, just enough so that you know it's going to drain through to the bottom of the pot. If you only do a little bit, it'll only get the sort of top level of the plant, and we want to be able to get to all the roots at the bottom. So depending on the size of the pot you have, you can sort of gauge how much water you need. So we recommend to only really mist your vining plants. A lot of plants like calatheas, like this one here, they actually don't like to be misted, especially with tap water, because if the droplets land on the leaves, they can create little marks. So we just recommend your vining plants because they're a lot more sturdy, and they actually want the misting to encourage that aerial root growth. So because this one's super nice and luscious, we're going to pop it in the shower to give it a good water. It'll just be easier and it'll wash all the dust off the leaves as well. So you just want to bring it in and hang it over the top just like this, making sure not to crush anything at the back here. And then you can just angle your shower head towards it, turn it on, and you can pop another one at the bottom here as well. This one's thoroughly running through. So I would say that's finished watering now. So we'll just turn that one off. And once it's finished, you can just pop it up on the side to drain. Give it a little shake. Alright, so we'll show you a few different ways to bottom water your plants as well. So begonias don't like to be watered on the top of their leaves, so this is a great plant option to water from the bottom. We also have the beautiful pink panther over here as well. So these ones are like a succulent and they love to be watered from the bottom. So you can just grab any tray like this, or if you have a shallow bowl, and just fill it with water. You want to water your cats as well. Alright, so that's plenty of water now. So as you can see, the bottom centimetre or two is submerged in water, and you can leave these ones sitting in the water for a few hours, and what they'll do is the roots will absorb it from the bottom there and bring it up to the plant. So you can, if you're time poor, you can just do this or make a little shallow bath and pop all your plants in there, go out to work for the day and come back and all your plants will be happily watered. So it's a nice way to do it if you sort of don't have the time to go around and check all your plants and do it individually like that. Big plants! So to water your big plants, you want to get a nice big watering can with a rain head, of course, and just make sure you've got a little tray underneath, like this one here. We've got the little plastic tray underneath, or this one we have a pot so it won't leak. And you just want to water your plants. And like I said earlier, the rain head is going to help with aeration of the soil. And you just want to water enough so that you know you soak through as well. Even if you see a little bit come out the bottom into the tray, that's perfect. So I would say that should be enough for the happy plant there, because these ones don't need too much water. And with your Kentia palm, like we said earlier, you'll notice browning tips if you're not watering your plant enough. So just make sure that you keep an eye out for that as well. So I'm just moving this one around to get all areas of the soil so that one side doesn't get watered more than the other. So with these ones, you can shower them about once a month as well. They will get a bit of a build-up of dust on the leaves. So if you pop them in the shower and let the shower head sort of run all the way down, it'll wash all the dirt and all the dust off the leaves as well. Alright guys, so that's it for today's video on watering. Hopefully we gave you some tips and tricks that will help you out with your watering schedule. If you do have any other questions or you're unsure about anything, please leave a comment below and we'll be able to get back to you guys. Also, if you have any other recommendations or any videos that you would like to see us make, just let us know as well. We'll be able to help you out. We're still open in store and online as well. Check out the new website and keep in touch. Bye.